the mic. Wow, nice speech, Tom. 5 years in banking has left me not nearly as dynamic. So, but maybe I'll take a slightly different tact and tell you about sort of what's led me here today. Because I think if you would have asked me when I left the military in 1999 if I'd be doing investment banking, I probably would have laughed at you. And I think a lot of that leads to Tom's point, which is you got to figure out kind of what you do and not think about what you've done to that point or what people say you should do, but head to the direction that really makes you happy. I graduated from Vanderbilt with an engineering degree. I did ROTC there. I spent a little over almost 5 years in the Navy as a surface warfare officer, as you can tell by the lack of hair. When I got out of that, I really had no idea what I wanted to do. I was an environmental engineer undergrad. I talked to a few engineering firms and pretty much wanted to put a ice pick through my temple at the end of each of those. So I had talked to a few of the different military recruiting agencies, and they said, well, look, your background, you really ought to go do manufacturing. That's really right up your alley. So I interviewed, I remember one of them was a diaper manufacturer. And I literally walked out and I had to go to the hospital to get the ice pick extricated from my temple. That was my journey. I mean, there's clearly a lot of people that like that kind of stuff, and the point is simply, listen to kind of what you think and go with it. The recruiters told me when I got out of the Navy, look, you're not going to find a job in financial services. Just take these jobs, and then if you want to go later, get an MBA, go do it. That's fine. I took a different tack, took a little bit more time. Granted, it was 1999, so the odds were a little bit more in my favor in the economy. But I ultimately waited 6 or 7 months and found a job in financial services with an investment management company. I did that for about a year. I realized that while I liked sort of the spreadsheet and the math and all that kind of things, there really wasn't any human interaction. You were kind of stuck in a cube, cranking out spreadsheets all day. And again, that's interesting for a lot of people. For me, I wanted a little bit more dynamic experience, something where we have a little more people interaction, something that we all have done day in, day out during the term of our military careers. So I applied to go back to business school. I went to Wharton in Philadelphia. I was living in Philadelphia at the time, so it was an easy switch. And there is really where I learned about investment banking, talking to my classmates. And that was in 2002, so a very similar environment to today. People were saying, that is not an industry you want to go into. Financial services is a train wreck. You're going to get fired in the next 6 months, all those types of things. And then the people that had done it before said, why would you ever want to do that? You just work your head off, you never sleep. I just finished doing that for 5 years. What the hell do I care? Anyway, the point being, as I talked to people, I talked to different companies within investment banking. What I learned was it was something that I did think I would enjoy, and the mix of going out and talking to clients and sort of melding sort of a mathematical and analytical background with sales and forming relationships was to me quite compelling. And the way I went about it in 2002, which is I think, for what it's worth, I think is the right way to go about it today, is to find people either with similar backgrounds, and this is a perfect forum to say, look, how did you do it? What did you do? What are the key traits that you look for when you go out to hire people? That is all critical to getting into the industries that you want to do. Even in this type of environment, for those that are thinking about financial services, despite the headlines, I still believe it's a great and sustainable career path. It's not going to go away. It structurally could and will change from what it's been over the last several years. But that, frankly, is probably a good thing. But what I would tell you is go out and talk to people and don't be afraid. That's really the key message. And what I learned is that there are a lot of very lazy people out there. They rely on their resume, they don't get out, they don't meet people, they don't talk to companies, they don't ask the questions that should be asked. And that's the differentiator. I do many, many interviews a year, and it continues to amaze me the level of unpreparedness that people come into the room with. Just basic questions, okay, well, what do you expect you're going to do as an investment banker? And I would say 40% of the people can't answer the question. And I think that's what separates this group from a lot of other groups. By and large, folks do their diligence. They understand what they're getting themselves into. They are able to articulate clearly why they want to do that. And that makes an easy sell on this side of the table to say, you know, okay, geez, that guy's done his homework. Let's at least get him in the next round and see where we can go from there. And then it's a matter of leveraging, you know, all the things that make you a great division officer or platoon leader into the career path that you want to head. So, you know, it's taking responsibility and accountability. It's not waiting for somebody to tell you to go do something. I mean, it's the same stuff that you guys do day in, day out. It's the same stuff that on this side of the table everyone's looking for. I guess I would probably close there, and we'll keep going.